the path to where? To her house. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. Where would a young man be going in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night? Is he up to something good? He's not up to anything good. Because if he was not devoid of understanding, he wouldn't be going there. And where does the enemy work? And when does the enemy do his best work? In the dark. So this young man was being led by the enemy. And he was not going to... Maybe that's the last one now. I'm an asthmatic, so I use inhalers, and every day I have this problem to clear up. Sorry about that. So he was walking towards her house in the black of night. And there a woman met him with the attire of a harlot and a crafty heart. I wonder what she was wearing. You know, maybe she was wearing a beautiful red dress and stiletto heels and, you know, beautiful makeup, because she was enticing. She was somebody that he was drawn to. He couldn't help himself. By the way, did this young man belong to this church? Oh, yes, he did. This young man belonged to this church. Oh, and this young man didn't. He knew some things, but he was devoid of some understanding. So the woman met him with the attire of a harlot. You know, sometimes you drive through certain parts of London and you see women with the attire of a harlot. When we were in Italy recently, we were driving through certain seaside towns. And you could see young women walking along there with their shorts, and sometimes there's shorts and there's shorts. You know what I mean? You know, you can see the whole of the derrière, you know, in French. You can see as much as you shouldn't see. And always the midriff is showing, and always up here is showing. There is a lot going on there, and a foolish young man will be enticed by such a woman. And so she met him, but she was loud and rebellious, so she laughed with a full belly laugh. You know, she was exciting and enticing and alluring. So she wasn't a quiet, whispery, mousy person. Her feet would not stay at home. At times, she says, at times she was outside, and at times in the open square. Yesterday I was watching something on the news, and I recognized a place that I have actually once visited out of curiosity. You know, we have some dangerous curiosities in life. And there's a place called Saint-Denis in Paris. And every time we go to Paris, I always hear about this place where they say prostitutes hang out. And it was a street. It wasn't just the odd place, it was a whole street. And I said to my husband, can I go and see this place where these ladies hang out? And so he drove us there, and we walked along the street. And all the ladies were dressed in stilettos and stockings and shorts, and some of them were wearing just underwear. And it was a very fascinating place to visit. But out of curiosity, I just wanted to see this street because I'd heard of it for many, many years. And again, I had the same curiosity when we went to Holland, because I heard about the ladies in Holland who sit in the windows. Have you heard about these ladies? It's a whole street of houses with big windows. So, Red Light Street. And this is actually a very nice area. And this was my only time visiting Holland. And of course, I said I wanted to go and visit this street. My curiosity always takes the better of me. But you know, as I walked along this street, I started to pray for those ladies. They were beautiful. I have to say, they were beautiful. And they were sitting in the window in certain poses because they wanted to entice the passing traffic, you know? And our curiosity gets the better of us. So I understand this young man's curiosity. And so she was crafty, and she was loud and rebellious, and her feet would not stay at home. At times she was outside as the women in Paris, and at times she was inside as the women in Holland, lurking at every corner. So she caught him. She caught him. Remember, this was in the dark. This was in the night. She shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been there. But she caught him. And what did she do to him? Someone tell me. She kissed him. And I don't think it was a little peck on the cheek, because she had a plan for him, didn't she? She kissed him passionately because she wanted to trip him up. She wanted to do something. She wanted to bring him down. And with an impudent face, she said to him, I have peace offerings with me. Today I have paid my vows. So I came out to meet you. Did she know he was coming? She had made a plan in advance, you see. She had made sure that he knew where she was. Just like I knew about this Rue Saint-Denis in France. Just like I knew about this place in Holland. I've heard of these places, but I've always, just out of curiosity, I wanted to see. So I came out to meet you, diligently to seek your face, and I have found you, she said, with delight in her heart. I have spread my bed. Oh, this is getting very erotic. I have spread my bed with tapestry, colored coverings of Egyptian linen. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, she said, come, let us take full of love until the morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. This is the way she spoke. My husband is not at home. What did she say where her husband is gone? My husband is not home. Where is he? My husband's gone on a long journey. Wow. What an amazing woman. She had it all sorted out, didn't she? She had an amazing plan. She knew he was going to walk by. She knew he was going to look at her because her bright red lips and her bright red dress was going to say, come in and look at me. Come in and make love with me. That's what she's saying here. But she said, let us delight ourselves with love, for my husband is not home. He has gone on a long journey. But he's taken a bag of money with him. And I think one version of the Bible actually says, it refers to him as something else, but this is definitely her husband. He has taken a bag of money with him, and he will come home on an appointed day. Let us unpack this for a little bit before we continue. You know, the woman is never satisfied. She will do this to not one young man, but she will do this to other young men. And this is something that she will do over and over and over again until she brings all the young men around her to destruction. The woman is the church. The woman, in this case, is the papal system. The woman is one who is not satisfied that she has her religion and that is just and she should just keep the people that she has there. The woman wants to bring down the Protestant churches. The woman has her eyes on the Seventh-day Adventist. She has her eyes on the Baptist, the Methodist, the Church of England. She has her eyes on all these other churches. And she says, you will come with me. But she makes herself enticing, doesn't she? She's not a boring woman. She wears beautiful scarlet robes. You look at their worship services, they have beautiful scarlet robes. They're dressed in reds and purples, and their services are amazing. I don't know if there's any ex-Catholics here, but I know that you understand what I'm saying. Her services are not boring. Her services are enticing and alluring. Her services says, and look at where we worship. We worship in awesome buildings. You know, when you go in there, we have all been into so many Catholic churches. I certainly have. I can never tire of going into a Catholic church because I love the art that I see. I don't fall in love with the art, but I love to see all the beauty of it. I love to see all the gold trimmings. There's a church I went to in Czech Republic. Everything in there was gold. I call it the Golden Church. It was amazingly stunning. You know, there's one I've been to in, I'm going to show off a little bit, but there's one I've been to in Florence, and it was a white building on the outside, but inside it was all marble. Inside it was stunningly gorgeous, because the woman allures you with her arts. She allures you with her trimmings, with her beautiful drawings. She allures you with her statues. She allures you with her services. You know, she will never be satisfied. And this woman is saying, I will never stop until I bring all of you into my boudoir. until I bring you all into the place where I want you to be. Protestantism, you know, one Catholic writer refers to Protestantism as a focus group that forgot to dissolve itself. This is what we are, a focus group that forgot to dissolve ourselves after the discussion and the focus group was finished. So we are seen as a people who must go back to the woman, who must go back to where she is, because that's why she makes sure that she will allure us and bring us back in. But I will tell you something else in a minute. Let us continue for a moment. So her husband